Hey everybody, Ryan from Rhino Hockey Channel here. Alright, going to go over the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs preview for the Florida Panthers versus the Tampa Bay Lightning. This is going to be a fun one, you guys. Looking forward to this one. Just like the Calgary Edmonton, this is going to be a fun rivalry matchup here. Alright, if you have not done so already, hit that like button with a thumbs up. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and make sure to hit that hit that notification bell, the little bell next to the subscribe button, so you can be notified when I drop a new video. You can pick be notified a little bit or be notified a lot. I know those aren't the actual ones that they say, but that's basically what they come down to. Alright, let's get started. This matchup, this season, Florida was 2-1-1, Tampa Bay was 2-2. Pretty even matchup. Yes, the goal differential is definitely different between the two, but still fairly close series. October 19th, our first matchup, Florida won 4-1. On the 13th of November, Tampa Bay won that one 3-2 in overtime. On the 30th of December, almost the end of the year, Florida decimated a obviously Christmas-filled Tampa Bay team 9-3, or a pre-partying New Year's Tampa Bay team, whichever way you want to look at it. On the 24th of April, Tampa Bay returned the favor with an 8-4 victory. So I have no reason for the Florida Panthers there. That one, not as easy as December 30th. That's so much easier right off. All right, in the head-to-head this year, Ubra was the top scorer, 2 goals, 5 assists for 7 points. Anton Lundell, 2 goals, 3 assists for 5 points. Sam Reinhart, 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points. And Alexander Barkov, 2 goals, 3 assists for 5 points. A lot of those guys with the same amount of points and goals and assist numbers. Anthony Duclair, 3 goals and assists for 4 points. Yay, a different number. And then Spencer Knight was the top goalie, 2 wins, 1 loss in this 4-game matchup. Obviously, Bobrovsky did not play a whole lot. I believe he came in backup in 1 game, and he started the other loss. So, which was over. No, they won the overtime game. No, they lost the overtime game. Did they lose the overtime game? They did lose the overtime game. How's Vasilevsky 1-1-1? I had that incorrect. I'm sorry about the incorrect information there. Victor Hedman, 1 goal, 5 assists for 6 points. Was the top scorer for Tampa. Kucherov, 2 goals, 3 assists for 5 points. Stamkos, 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 points. Brayden Point, who is not starting this series. He is out for at least game 1. What are you doing, Cat? What are you guys doing? What are you messing with? Oh, you got a buddy pin back there. Yeah, sometimes the cats can be mean to each other. Brayden Point had 4 goals, 1 assist for 5 points. Killorn and Palat, 3 points each. And Vasilevsky was 1 and 2, not 1 and 1. Alright, in their playoff history, they have met 1 time, and that was last year when the Tampa Bay Lightning won 4-2. 4 games to 2, sorry. So, amazingly, for how bitter this rival has been at times over the past, pretty much nothing to do with the playoffs other than last year, which made for some fun games this year, but we'll see, because this is going to be a fun series. And we're guaranteed to get a Florida team in the conference finals. Maybe it'll be Tampa again. Who knows? Top scorers in the playoffs so far. Carter Verhaeghe had a heck of a series in the first round. 6 goals, 6 assists for 12 points. Claude Giroux won that first cup for sure. 3 goals, 4 assists for 7 points. Alexander Barkov, 2 goals, 4 assists for 6 points. Aaron Ekblad, coming back from injury. 1 goal, 4 assists for 5 points. Not too shabby. 3 points. Three players were tied on Florida with 3 points each. Nikita Kucherov led the Tampa Bay Lightning, 2 goals, 6 assists for 8 points. Victor Hedman, 2 goals, 5 assists, 7 points. Ross Colton, 3 goals, 2 assists for 5 points. Andre Palat, 3 goals, 2 assists for 5 points as well. And then 5 players were tied with 4 points. So, I mean, they didn't do too bad, but I mean, Tampa was playing Toronto. Florida played Boston. Not Boston, I'm sorry. They played Washington. So, why do you do the things you do, Cat? Why? Those are my cards, not yours. Sorry, the cat is sitting on my new hockey cards. Get off my cards, please. Irritating. Bobrovsky, was 4-2, 2.79 goals against average and 96 save percentage. These two goalies, Bobrovsky, former Vezina winner, Vasilevsky, I believe, is he the defending Vezina winner? Oh, he's won one in the past, one way or the other. Not very good numbers for either of these goalies. I mean, 2.79 goals against average. I think that's the best Bobrovsky's ever put up in the playoffs thus far. I could be wrong, but he's not put up good playoff numbers in his career. So he needs to improve upon that, and the Florida defense is very suspect. I worry about that defense. I mean, their offense, high octane, they can score goals left and right. But in the playoffs, you need that balance between goal scoring and defense, and you need to be able to stop the other team at times. Not play run and gun, because that doesn't work as much in the playoffs. Vasilevsky, 4-3 in their series, 3.04 goals against average, and 897 save percentage. I felt like it wasn't until about midway through Game 6 that Vasilevsky started to play as Vasilevsky. Game 7 was a good game. I mean, he gave up a couple, but they weren't terrible goals against. Like, sometimes you get those... Oh, my microphone's trying to run away. Sometimes you see those goals that are just like, what were you doing? Then you get ones that are like, oh yeah, I guess he couldn't stop that. The deflection goals are like that. There's sometimes it's like, there's not much you could do. But earlier in the series against Toronto, it seemed like him and the defense just could not work in sync, it felt like. And they were just having a hard time. But they seemed to work it out later in that series, which may help them in this series because they're playing just as offensively talented, if not slightly more balanced offense than Toronto has. On the injury side, Mason Marchment is, according to this morning on the, what is it today, 16th? Yeah, 16th of May, Mason Marchment out with an unknown injury for an unknown amount of time. We'll see, because they'll miss him if he's not playing. Marcus Nudavara, he's been out since the previous video that I posted from the first round for Florida. Go check that out. But it says he's out until at least May 15th now. So, we'll see. Braden Point, though, they said there's not an announced timetable. They said for sure earlier, after I wrote this all out, that he will not play in Game 1. Or no, he's doubtful for Game 1. That's what they said, sorry. So, if he doesn't play in this series and can't play very well in this series, that hurts this offense big time. Because he's been a big-time playoff performer for him the last 2-3 years. So, that's going to be a big loss for him if he's not playing well or not playing at all. Alright, here's the first round of the playoff results for these two teams. Florida beat Washington 4-2. I really was worried there for a little while in that series. They also had the luxury of not having Tom Wilson play, so they're not as beat up as they could have been. 20 goals for Florida and 19 goals against. Pretty evenly scored series. What kills Florida here, as you can probably tell what I'm going to talk about here in literally a split second, 0% on the power play. They did not score a single power play goal in 6 frigging games. I'm sure their coach, if he wasn't bald before, he's got to be bald now, because that would piss me off if I was a coach. 0 power play goals. It's not like they didn't have chances. They had chances. They could not score. Washington, if they can take anything away from that first round series, we had 100% penalty kill in 6 games. That's impressive. But I can't say that it's completely their fault. Florida just couldn't figure out how to play on the power play. So that means all 20 of their goals were either scored shorthanded or even strength or 4-on-4. They had a few. I think they had 1 or 2 of the 4-on-4s. And maybe they didn't even have those. I didn't see all their goals, but I saw the majority of them. But still, that power play has got to figure it out. If they want to go past this second round, they need to figure that out. Otherwise, they're done. Because if you can't score on the power play in the playoffs, it's going to be hard to get those 5-on-5 goals. And it's only going to get harder as the playoffs go along. If you're a longtime hockey fan, or even a recent one who's just started watching the last few years, if you watch the whole playoffs, it gets harder and harder to score those 5-on-5 goals. It does not get easier in any way. especially as the injuries build up, whether you announce them or not. Their penalty kill, very suspect as well, 70.8%. I think out of these 8 teams that are still in, I believe those were the worst special team numbers for any of them. And those need to improve for this team. Otherwise, it's going to be a short series. 33.2 shots per game, 30.3 shots against per game. So those aren't too bad numbers. I mean, it's not like they're giving up a ton of chances. They probably can improve their shots per game, but we'll see, because this one may be, I don't think it'll be run and gun, but they may have more chances against Tampa from what I saw from Tampa in the first round versus what they got with Washington. So we'll see. I mean, Victor Hedman, he's going to be playing against Huberdeau and Barkov, so we'll see what they can do against Hedman. But it should be a fun one. Tampa Bay, on the other hand, they beat Toronto in 7 games. If you're a Toronto fan watching right now, oh, you've got to be pissed off. And my mic is running away again. Because, oh my God, Toronto, what is happening with you? This is ridiculous. And nonetheless, they outscored Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay had 23 goals for and 24 against. Evenly scored, but still, they were outscored. Even if it's only by 1 goal, still outscored. Their power play, definitely better than Florida's, 21.2%. Their penalty kill, definitely better than Florida's, 85.7% on the penalty kill. I would definitely lean towards Tampa on the special teams at this point. Although without Brandon Point, that power play is probably going to hurt a bit too. They took 30.7 shots per game and allowed 30.9. So 0.2 more shots against per game. I don't know how you take 0.2 shots more per game, but they accomplished it. It's an average. So pretty even. They take the same amount of shots as they give up usually, for the most part. On the dark horse side, Florida, I'm going to say Carter Verhaeghe. Former Tampa Bay Lightning. We'll see. He had a great first round. Let's see if he can keep that up. Because, he's had 2 great seasons for Florida. Hopefully he can. I like the way he plays, so hopefully he has a good series. Win or lose. Hopefully he does. Nick Paul for Tampa had a great Game 7. He saved this team because it felt like they might have been on the brink and possibly out of this playoff. But they're still in it because he had a great Game 7. Scored his first 2 career playoff games. Playoff goals. His 7th playoff game. On my prediction side, I'm going to go Florida, though. I mean, yes, the special team numbers were awful. I think they can improve upon that. I think that they were slumping on the power play. They've got to come out of it at some point, and when they do, it's going to be a massive amount, I have a feeling. But I think Florida's going to pull this off in 7 because I want to see this rivalry go 7 games. It's going to be fun to watch. This is going to be a pretty active hitting game series, I have a feeling. So I look forward to it. I hope you do too. And you know what? It'll be good for Florida Panthers if they can beat the Tampa Bay Lightning and their streak of, 8 straight win? 9 now. 9 straight playoff series wins. So, I mean, it's no Islanders streak, but who knows? Tampa Bay could still win this cup because they're still in the playoffs. So, they can still win a 3rd straight. Possibly. But I think Florida, just because they are a bit more rested. Let's just say that because, like I said, 9 straight series victories for the Tampa Bay Lightning. That's a lot of playoff hockey. That takes a lot out of your body. Yeah, they did 2 straight in the COVID-shortened seasons, but still, it still takes a lot out of your body one way or the other, as Kucherov's injuries last year have shown. But he still shows up in the playoffs and does really well, so they haven't hurt him that much. But anyways, that's my prediction. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button, big thumbs up one, and hit that notification. I just keep skipping the... Hit that red rectangle that says subscribe in it, and also hit that notification bell right next to it, little tiny bell. And you can pick where you see most, all, or some. My mic stand is coming off. That's what's happening. So hit that notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. And other than that, I will see you on the next video. Bye, everybody.